So I have to confess to being a closet tree hugger, and when you've got something as tactile as this, it's amazing. And this is a birch, and today we're going to be looking at some of the stem colour in the winter time that brings a new element to your garden. So with all of the stem colour that we're going to be looking at today, one very important design point is to make sure that you position the stems that you're planting for winter effect in a place where they're getting reflected light back to you where you're viewing it from. So here I'm on the north side of the tree and the sun is currently on the south side of the tree, and it's reflecting back to you with lots of white bright colour. But as you move round, if you were to position it and plant it on the south side of your garden so the sun is behind it, you can see that the brightness gets lost out of it. Just before we leave this birch, I just wanted to point out that a particular feature of birches and of cherries are these little markings on the stem called lenticels, lenticels, and they're horizontal markings that run round the tree. So the next ones we're going to go and have a quick look at are the cherries, just to show you how they're common to both of them. So a very different coloured stem on this cherry here, but you can still see the lenticels quite clearly. In fact, they're probably even clearer on this cherry than they are on the birch that we looked at a moment, but there's that same horizontal marking on the stem. Now this particular type of cherry is the Tibetan cherry, Prunus cerula, and this variety is from America, and it's a variety called Branklin, also known as the copper barked cherry. So you'll notice where the bark has recently peeled off, it's nice and bright here, but as it gets older it starts to get more algae starting to form back on the surface. But eventually this is what's called exfoliating bark, so the same as your skin exfoliates, the bark on this tree exfoliates, and it will gradually shed. So you can see it here, it's already started to lift away, so watch what happens as I pull that away, how much brighter underneath the bark is. It's very tempting to go and do the whole tree, but I have to keep stopping myself from doing that. But yeah, you can see how much brighter and sharper that colour is after that's come off. So flipping back to the birches, we saw the one a minute ago, the variety called Albosinensis. We had a very smooth bark. This is the river birch, and you can see it's totally opposite, very shaggy bark on it right the way across it. So this is not a native birch, this is the river birch, I think it's from America, Betula nigra. But you can see pinking under here, all sorts of different colours coming in. These birch now are about 9 years old, so they're the more mature plants that we've got within the collection. But we have over the years now amassed about a collection of about 35 different species and cultivars, and it's a great time to come out and see them during the winter time. So dogwoods are a very useful plant to have in your garden. We've talked about positioning, so you're making sure that the light's reflected back to you as the viewer. But what we do with them here at Holme is during the summertime, when they're all covered in leaf, they're not particularly interesting in themselves at that time of year. But what they do is then they act as a backdrop and a divider between different areas of the garden, and they act as a backdrop to this herbaceous planting and lower shrub planting in front of it. And then come the winter, when all the herbaceous dies down at the front of the border, and these lose their leaves. It shows up the naked stems, which have these gorgeous colours, and we're just going to look at a few of those types for you now. Well, I hope you enjoyed our little trip around the garden today in the middle of winter, looking at the stem colours, looking at the lovely 30 or 40 different types of birch trees we've got here, dogwoods, willows, etc. And those are quite a few things that you might apply in your own garden. So if you have picked up some ideas and you've enjoyed watching this video, please like and subscribe.